Hello and welcome to this video where I would like to discuss a little about all the stuff that happened all over this year. We have been up and running because there happened some weird shit that people might not know about or got weird angles of the real thing about. So this is kind of like an overall perspective because kind of just wanted to get all this out. So in the month of September, we kind of got a big boom with people coming in on the server. Got the June also with June August, where we also got quite a lot of people from beyond because they had an issue with Sales Kun, but they apparently dealt with that, so they left again. But we had a good visit of people from Brotherhood of Darkness, Broad. Nice people. I really liked them. There are just some of them that are kind of like weird internet trolls, I want to call them. But that's only one of them. The other people are just like following and bit how you do it. I kind of see the tendency of like people who play Star Wars Galaxies who are like really stuck in the past. So where we kind of are on Sweet Plus is we want to like go further and make new stuff and don't be held back by old systems and actually generate new stuff and actually provide new engine features and new features to the game. So we will never try to be your generic wanna be like old SOE fanboy station thing. So we got a bit of issues with one of the members in this guild called Savius D. He was one who wanted to like help us with the resource dump or resource type kind of outputter from the database, so he got access to one overall outtake of it and just looked at it. I don't know what he did with it, but technically he didn't do anything, but that's a story for a bit later. But yeah, he wanted to like help us like get a auto dump feature out on Swig 8, which was good. Yeah, I like the idea of Swig 8 and I really want to utilize it, but that's also a story for a bit later. And but yeah, these guys came over and it was like hunky-dory and all good. At that point we just had like our exclusion of the way we used to do the things. We used to provide the stuff for the people, so the management actually provided frog made stuff from the frog, and used frog made materials. Some of it was like handmade and some of it was also from the frog, but most of the resources was actually like generated by harvesters. Some of it was also from resource deeds which was spawned, but they are gone now because of a guy called Ewoog. But that's also a good story for a bit later. But they came to the conclusion that we had admin abuse. So to take a bit more back, when we started we had the frog open, so it was totally open. Day 2 it was closed down, so nobody could take credits. There was nobody on from day 1 other than me and Chisholm and Junks, who is like in the management right now. So we were the only people to actually have that feature activated for us. and actually utilize it, but we didn't utilize it, or we did it in the long run. We have like to pay for cities, but yeah, uh, and that's in the sense that we actually put all of the cash that was like I put it over to the city, so it holds like a few months or so. But yeah, so that feature was never used. When we then came to the conclusion that we were doing fine, we closed down the feature of like outputting armor and weapons. So we knew this server was getting a bit healthy. Then we had time where we actually had enough traders and stuff going on. So we took out the traders and stuff. At that point, the Blackstaff soup was active. Uh, uh, Afterwards, we deactivated it because we knew it was a bit too overpowered, and that's saying it was way too overpowered. So we took that off also, and I think it was the 4th month I was made aware of the severity of it, because to be honest, I didn't know anything about all the Blackstaff stuff, so it was new to me. So, but dealing with the decisions like that is hard when we don't, or I for one don't know anything about it. But yeah, this point we had Ewoog as our developer. Ewoog was an old member from Legends, from my Legends or from Legends, which I had a Legends guild called God K, or Go DK. It was Go Denmark because I'm Danish. But yeah, he helped me a lot with a new system, helped developing new systems for us on the server, which made it more fun. At one point, he got to a struggle with listening too much to one person's output or input. That was Xavier's D. He had many concerns, which Ewoog didn't know how to handle, right? Because he thought Ewoog was in the mindset of all what's on the server was like spawned in by us, the staff, which wasn't true because we had a lot of players coming in. We had like I think when he started, we had like around 256 unique accounts already made, and over nearly 1,000 account or alts accounts on. So it was like driving very well. So yeah, he got into a lot of houses for some weird reason, which I didn't really like, but he said it was worth it, and I said, okay, check around if you want to, and we can like figure stuff out later on. But he was determined to make it happen now. This is all going on the behind the scenes in their Discord, this one, or all this chat. But some of the chat was DM'd to me by an anonymous source, which is funny because they didn't really like it. It wasn't only the anonymous source that did that, but other people who disliked what was said about me and the server was also like getting forwarded to me. And to be honest, if you don't like the server or dislike anything I do, please come with it to me instead of like going I'm not gonna say behind my back, but yeah, kind of behind my back and do stuff. But yeah, this was my conversation, which was apparently leaked when he claimed there was 1 billion resources spawned in, which was probably true, but the problem was that Ewoog didn't think of, even though he had access to the backend, was that what happens if there is the same type of resources with the same name and same characteristics, they get merged. So if you actually have some maybe a set of a full set of resources that was like spawned in, their resource will absorb the good resources and they will combine to a good, happy thing. And boom, bam, you got a problem there. We had some issues with players that actually legit got all this stuff, and yeah. This is a picture from Jenkins's house. I'm pretty sure it was. He was an admin at that point, or is still. And I don't know why he was so concerned, because he was still an admin and is still today. He's a good friend of mine. And I don't really get why he's concerned about all this. Because I told him he was not abusing anything. He was just testing out stuff. And I'm pretty sure this was like, yeah, this was Chisholm's. So Chisholm was also there from day one, doing legit stuff, like legit getting his DWB armor and all that. And even though they were they were like, yeah, still accused of being abusers, but I kind of like put my foot down and said, nope, it's not abuse. But a fun thing is, at this point, this guy Val was in the management also, and he kind of like had a double standard about being mad at someone for DMing stuff to me, which was a good thing in my mind, to actually like see what's going on in the background, because they kind of have like a tribal thing with like, if one person dislikes the server, they will not follow, and kind of like that weird circle jerk thing. But yeah, they really didn't like. There was screenshots taken of this channel. But I really liked it. It gave me a ton of feedback, and I'm that kind of person that can take negative feedback and really like go over it and really try to adjust stuff. But at this point, there wasn't actually happening anything other than me just trying to like handle the server the right way, with trying to start up with a good boost from the frog, then go slowly down and actually like steadily build an economy. So yeah, he kind of thought I was like brain dead and a bunch of weird stuff. But I gave him another chance. I'm that kind of person that gives chances out a lot. I don't feel like just banning people for banning them. I wanna give people a chance to actually enjoy the game. But I really don't like when people begin to say more mean things about me, and yeah, I just complain about stuff all around. Because then at that point he got the resource dump thing to actually work, when then Ewoog left or got booted out because of him doing a very stupid thing with deleting all the resources on the server. Then I kind of was a bit mad about that, so I kind of thought it was a good idea to keep the stuff he made for the server for us, because it had all our credentials to our database and a bunch of stuff. So even though he said he owned it, which I knew at that point he didn't, because what I further found out is that the script he made was a pre-made thing from GitHub. He had like forked from another repository, and it wasn't him who have made it in the first place. So that was a whole bunch of lies. So a lot of lying going on in this game for some weird reason. I'm trying to do in this video is kind of put a little bit of light on what's happening or what happened, and kind of like open a bit up. I like being transparent, as I've always said. They claim I wasn't transparent at all because according to him, tried to hold something back, which I didn't, because even at that point, Val, or whatever his name was, I think it was Earthdrake on our Discord, he he was in our staff Discord and could like see whatever we like planned out and said about it stuff, and yeah. But what Val left the staff himself because he thought it was a bad idea. We tampered with his or the lovely resources on the server because we made our I made a decision, or actually it was like a decision all the players also liked a bit, or it was my decision, but the server liked it, or the people on the server liked it. Um, they they liked the fact that I could make resources spawn that was actually good, that you didn't have to wait 3 years or a dynamic work cycle for the dynamic system to actually spawn in. Because if you actually know how the system works, there is a depletion date of 15 days, then it will circle back or circle forth with new resources, or reusing and editing this the deplete date on older resources that's in the database. That's the few things that can happen. But I figured out that it was a good idea, instead of when we were at zero sorry, at zero traders, that we would pick the frog up again and use it as a tool, instead of actually using the server's dynamics and trying to reiterate some resources and actually utilize it on our like for our own, and kind of in our own way, and getting into this week 8 debuggle thing when we got booted out of that. That was one of the reasons why they didn't want us. That was like he had a timestamp historical thing on his website that searched all the depleted dates and had like a count for it all, which you can't in Star Wars. I was gonna say Minecraft. You can't have historic data, because at one point the depleted date will change due to the dynamics in the JavaScripts and the C++. I tried to tell them that, but yeah, they didn't like that. I was then booted out, or the server was then booted out, because they couldn't use all the data we were sending to them, so they didn't want to use us because they saw it was a fraud thing, trying to cheat, which it wasn't. I was just trying to like get all our our resources out and get more resources out to the game. So yeah, it was apparently wrong. But and again, I have never wanted to like have the server as like a generic Star Wars Galaxy server. I will always have the focus on making it special. But if I can't make it on like my own terms, then I can't use products as like Swigate, and I just have to like realize that, and people just have to realize that. But yeah, that thing went off. Then we had a fun incident with Savius again going off with a bunch of weird shit, calling me out for being a 10-year-old because I was asking why I was like booted on their Discord, on Swigate Discord, but they weren't that professional about it. So the first person to engage in a lovely debate was Savius D on their Swigate Discord. I'm booted from there, and I really don't want to go in there again. But yeah, a lot of shit happened with Savius. He really dislikes the way that we try to do our own stuff. He is what I said in the story, is kind of like stuck in the past. And people who wants to like have a original Sony entertainment's resource catalog, but in reality you can't, and it's also highly illegal. You have to like change, even though the game itself is illegal, but still you can't like mimic something that's still illegal. Something. But yeah, a lot of weird shit happened. Then he was banned again because of yeah, being rude about the way with the resources, and claiming he did a lot on the server, and which he didn't. As I said, was he was actually just like looking into some resource data, and then when Ewoog found the script on GitHub, they were done. So after that, Saviors did nothing for us. He was just there playing. He was a player. He was never in the staff team. So claiming that he did a lot for the server, it's kind of a long shot, because he didn't. He didn't even help us get through with all the resource questions because he didn't know it. He was only a player. And all this. Yeah. It's just fun to see his reactions. But yeah. Stuff in the past be in the past, and hopefully this can like show some light on what happened with the whole broad thing. Luckily there's still a few playing on the server, but they're mainly in the staff now, so yeah. It's fun, and also good memories from Legends with good old Bosky. Had a good fun time with him at one point, and also a weird bully with a lot of weird history that can be summed up in one video itself. So hope this helped a bit.